Finish first, they said, and you'll get a nice little draw, an easy draw in the Champions League round of 16. We get PSG though. Typical Liverpool, innit? Typical Liverpool. Lukeba's also been linked. Adamola, Lukman, interest apparently, and Barcelona's camp have made contact with Luis Diaz's camp. It's the morning meetup show, people. Sit back, relax. Let's get into it.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gell. Can't get much better than that, guys. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kopish.
Morning, everyone. Hope you're well. Welcome back to Kop-Ish. As always, when we get behind the mic, please make sure you subscribe, comment, and like. Again, apologies for how I sound. I have not been able to shake this flu I've got for about a month now, to be honest. Keeps on going and coming back within like a day or so. So apologies if I sound horrific over the microphone. But I'd rather give you guys a show than not have a show at all. Boy, oh boy, where do I start? PSG. So throughout this time of the new Champions League, we've been told, you know, if you finish top, you'll get a nice little draw in the next round. The round of 16, obviously, you don't have to go through the playoffs. You get into the round of 16, you get a nice draw. Play the second leg at home. Everyone's like, yeah, we done it, finished top. Made history. First team in the new format to finish top of the Champions League. And then we go and get the French champions, PSG. Crazy, huh? Just our luck. Just our luck. Especially now that PSG are starting to cook as well. What was it? They won 10-0 on aggregate, 7-0 in the last game. For you guys, this is just Liverpool versus PSG, which is obviously a massive game. For me, this is Liverpool versus PSG with Kvaratskhelia playing the game. I've always maintained that I don't think this Callum curse is real. I'm starting to wonder now. I've got to be honest, people. It's one thing playing PSG, but to have to play against the PSG team with Kava after I wanted us to sign him in January, after it looked like we could potentially sign him in January, and this is what happens. Not to mention, Dembele is cooking at the moment. You know, my twin. And Barcola's doing the madness as well. But nah, it's all good. It's all good. It's Liverpool, innit? Never just have things easy. Never just have things easy. But all jokes aside, people, how are we feeling about the draw? It's going to be a tough fixture. Home leg and away leg. One of the hardest teams you can play at the moment. They are very good. You look at players like even João Neves, who's just playing brilliant in the midfield. Even Ramos, who they can bring off the bench, is very good. But we're also very good as well. And we can beat these lot. Do we go through? Let's see how we go as we get closer to the game. Seeing how form is, injuries, etc. But on paper, this is a very tough fixture. On paper, this is a very tough tie. And we can't take this for granted. Can't take this for granted. It's going to be a really, really tough game. Yeah, shout out to Lucky X777. Vitinha as well. Brilliant footballer. Brilliant footballer. The second leg will be at Anfield. First leg will be at Parc des Princes. It's a tough draw, man. It's a tough draw. I was hoping we'd get Benfica. But I always knew deep down that we'd get PSG. Also, you hear Real Madrid are on our side of the draw as well. Of course they are. From looking at the draw, I'll be honest, it kind of looks like they won an El Clasico final. I don't think we've ever had an El Clasico final. I know we've had an El Clasico semi-final before, but that's how it looks. We'll see, man. We'll see. We will see. Look, if you're gonna be the winners of the Champions League, you have to go through the fire. So for me, we can moan and complain about having an easier draw and all that. Ultimately, if you're gonna win it, you're gonna have to play tough teams in it. We beat PSG, give the team more confidence, and then we go, and hopefully win the whole thing. So we will see. Big up Football with Ends in the chat. Big up to a few of you, actually. Obviously, big up to everyone of you watching, tuned in, smash that like button. Shout out to Beijing Reds TV. Go and subscribe to their channel as well. Football with Ends' channel as well. I think I saw Hannah Grace. Yeah, there she is. Hannah Grace in the building as well. Go and check out Hannah Grace on Twitter, also known as X. She does some great spaces on there. So make sure you go and follow Hannah, doing some great stuff in the community as well. Big up Sammy. I haven't seen Sammy in a while. Big Real Madrid fan who also supports the channel. Beans on Toast, Russell. Big up to you all. Ahija. Lovely seeing some familiar faces in here this morning. Right. Big up Emil, John. Hope you're well, bro. Hope the family's well. It's been a long time. AJ knows ball in the building. Super chat here from LFC Mac 10. Liverpool could potentially play Arsenal in the Champions League semi-final. Second leg at Anfield on the 7th of May. 3 days later, Liverpool play Arsenal at Anfield in the league. Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy. Almost feels staged. Wow. This profile picture is me if I just have a diet of apple juice, I'm guessing. Dilios says that Villa tie will be harder than the PSG, in my opinion. I don't know, man. I think we're kind of doing PSG a little bit of a disservice. Personally. I don't actually know the dates yet of the games. I can have a look on the Liverpool website while I'm live, actually. Let me have a look. Once again, sorry how I sound, guys. My nose is blocked. My throat is killing me. Pause. My sinuses are a madness. They still haven't announced the dates yet for that game, but it will be in March. March is a bit of a weird month for us as well. I think we only play one Premier League game throughout the whole of March as well. So it'd be interesting to see what happens there. Right, let's move on to the next subject, because I'm sure we'll speak about that game in more detail as the game approaches. Lukeba, Castello Lukeba. He's been linked with a move to Liverpool. Apparently, he's on Liverpool's radar. He recently signed a contract extension. I know he signed a contract extension because during the summer, I was doing a show on Lukeba saying I'd love for us to sign Lukeba, and then bam, during the show, it was announced that he signed a contract extension, as life would have it. We knew that in the contract extension there was going to be a release clause, and the release clause is around £75 million. Now, he's a player that can play left back and left centre back as well. Left-footed centre back, very quick, very good on the ball, and just a very good footballer. 75 mil, guys. I mean, do you want me to continue, or yes, no, maybe? Do you guys want me to continue with this? Because 75 mil, you think we're doing that? I don't. Do I think the player's quality? Yeah. Would I like the player? Yeah. 75 mil, guys. 75. The 7 and 5 before the decimal point. I don't see that happening. Nor do I think the player is worth 75 million either. I think the player is very, very good. And I look at someone like, I mean, we signed Virgil van Dijk for 75 mil. At the time of signing him, yes, he played at Southampton, but I think everyone could see how quality he was. He's not worth 75. And this is why I look at the summer and say how important it is. If you're going to go and sign a left-foot centre-back, you go and get Schlotterbeck. Schlotterbeck, I think you could probably get for about 50, 60 mil. I think he's going to have 2 or 1 year left on his contract in the summer. Go and get Schlotterbeck. And I know people will go, oh, Schlotterbeck ain't going to want to come and sit on the bench for Virgil van Dijk. Rotate. If Slot, in my opinion, if Slot starts bringing in players that he fully trusts, then there's no excuse for him to not rotate. There's no excuse, in my opinion. Foxy says, get Inacio. Inacio stuff's gone really quiet. I wonder if he's going to go Man United because of the Amorim links. But he's gone really quiet on that front with Inacio. He was at one stage one of the most wanted centre-backs, and now it's just gone really quiet there. For me, you go and get Schlotterbeck for that sort of money. I know Schlotterbeck's older, but I think he's better. His progressive passing is excellent. Go and get Schlotterbeck to rotate with Virgil van Dijk. Hopefully keep Joe Gomez and Kwanzaa, and they rotate with Konate. And then you go and buy a left back. I think it's pretty simple. But look, football's not played on FIFA and football's not played on Football Manager. I know there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes as well. For 75 mil, man, I can't. I know it's not my money, and everyone will go, Cal, it's not your money. What are you talking about? Liverpool need to sign big players and spend money. I get that. Spend the money the right way, though. Spend the money the right way. A9, Bastoni would be the dream, bro. They ain't losing Bastoni. I don't think Bastoni wants to leave. I think he really loves that club. And I have admiration for players like that. I really do. Even, look, I know people slated Zubimendi for not leaving in the summer. I admire it, man. I admire it. My frustration, shout out to Alex George. He says it's unprofessional to be ill on the stream. You're such a troll, Alex. Big up yourself, though, bro. For me, I admire that. Gerrard did it throughout his whole career. It's one of the reasons we love him so much, right? I football with ends. I can hear ends actually saying it when I read the message. No, I admire players like that, players who are loyal to their clubs and want to stay at their clubs despite how many clubs are in for them. I genuinely do admire it. It's just annoying that happened to us, but we didn't have any backup in place when we should have. So we're not sitting there speaking about Zubimendi if we are going to get another centre midfielder that Slot trusts and rotates with Gravenberch, which is a topic me, Hassam and Drift spoke about yesterday. So if you haven't caught that show, make sure you catch up after this as well. Big up yourself, Hannah. I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm smiling through it. I am feeling extremely rough, really rough. I've not been well for about a month now. Don't know what's going on, but it is what it is, man. It is what it is. People are going through a lot worse than I am, so can't sit and complain too much. So let me know, guys, in the comments. Lukeba for 75 mil. Are you up for it? Do you want it to happen? Do you think he's the right fit for Liverpool? Let me know in the comments, guys. Another top player who's been linked with Liverpool, and I kind of saw this coming, if I'm going to be honest, but I don't read too much into it, and that is Ademola Lookman. Lookman has been linked with a move. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on with him and Gasperini at the moment. Apologies, guys. Robbie's about to come in the room. They're on half term. You right, buddy? You want some water? Yeah, go and grab some then, buddy. Yeah, go and get one from the cupboard. I can't get it for you at the moment. I'm filming, buddy. You're right, though, yeah? Thank you. Do you want to say hello to everyone? Come on in. You don't. Trolling me again. All right, see you later, mate. You want me to come and get the water? Robbie, you can get that yourself. You can get it yourself, Robbie. You can. You can. Robbie, we're not going to do this. The last time you did this, I had a little meltdown on stream. I'm not going to give you that satisfaction today. Yeah. If you go and get the water, then you can have a snack.
Another snack?
Yes. But you don't tell mummy about this one. Say again? So you've already got a water there. So why are you bothering me then? But if you don't need me to get your water, then why do you need me to get up and get one, Robs? Do you want to just say hello to everyone and then we keep it moving?
No.
You don't want to say hello. So why are we doing? Robbie, I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing because you're just trying to break my spirits. I'm going to let you, okay? Yeah, sweet, cool. Where was I, guys? I told you after my last crash out, nothing's going to phase me anymore. I'm not going to be broken and I'm not going to be beaten by these kids. Half term's almost over. I've almost made it. I'm surviving, just about. I am not going to let these lot defeat me. I'm going to win this time. This is how you deal with adversity, people. You face it head on and you get through it. Look at me. Look how strong I am. I'm a strong, independent man. Look at me, getting through it day by day, hour by hour, and minute through minute. Where was I? Yes, Lukman. Having a fantastic year, fantastic season, and also, if I'm not mistaken, was voted African Player of the Year as well. Robbie, you're not going to break me. And having a very good season as well. He's been playing well for a while now, and he's always been a player that's been extremely talented. And he just never really seemed like he found the right club. I remember he scored a really good goal against us when we played Leicester, and you could see the talent there. And then he went to Fulham and he had a really good period of football there as well. Now he's moved to Atalanta. He was a star in the Europa League final. He's been a star for them for most of the time. And then he was called out by his manager, which I thought was pretty disgusting, to be honest. I think a lot goes into that, and I think there's stuff that's underlying there that I don't really want to touch on. He's not one of our players. It's not our club, so I don't really want to talk about it on stream, but I think a lot of you know where I'm going with the undertones there. But Gasperini, in my opinion, has made an enemy out of a player that has been fantastic for him. That being said, Lookman is, 27, 28? Apparently, the fee that they'll be looking for is around 60 million euros. Once again, people, I'm going to lean in for this one. Pause. We are not spending that sort of money on a 27 or 28-year-old. For anyone who's not hearing this, we are not spending that sort of money on a 27 or 28-year-old. Ademola Lookman is brilliant. Robbie, leave it, please. Is brilliant, but he's not what we need right now. We need, look, if we're going to sell Diaz, for example, you don't bring in another 28-year-old. You go and bring in someone who's around the 23 to 25-year-old bracket, and then you go from there. And again, for that price as well, it's not going to happen. It doesn't make sense. Don't want it to happen. He's a fantastic player, by the way. If we had someone young in that position, let's say we had like an 18 to 22-year-old in that position, then go and get someone like a Lookman. But for 60 mil, when you're going to sell someone of that age for around that price, doesn't make too much sense doing that, in my opinion. But look, I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you think we should be going in for someone like a Lookman. Let me know if you think he is the profile of player we should go and get. No, Robs. And then we go from there. Robbie, don't take my apple juice. Don't do that. Don't let me crash out, buddy. Don't take my apple juice. Okay? We're not going to have an argument today. You're not going to touch my apple. I'm going to move my apple juice over here so you don't get any funny ideas. Yeah? Sweet. Okay, I'm not going to get you the water because you've got water in there.
No, because Kieran's one is in there.
Okay, so you know where the waters are in the cupboard, though?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not going to go and get it, buddy.
But there's no water in the cupboard.
There is. I bought some yesterday. There's water in the cupboard. See, now you're making people think that we don't even have water here. Come on, buddy. I'm not rich, but we're not struggling either. Like, let's... Okay, can you just grab a water, please? Go on. Close the door behind you. Nice one. Sweet, mate. Cheers. There we go. Look at me handling that like a professional. Told you these kids ain't going to beat me. He just gave me a thumbs up like we're like we're on the same page. He's trying to mug me off. But instead of letting him mug me off, I'd handle that like a pro, guys. Look at me, getting better and better, aging like fine wine, and dealing with a child that's trying to break me mentally and physically. And that's just one of them. Imagine when imagine when Alonso wakes up from her nap. Imagine when Stevie decides to start coming in here and doing the madness. But right now, it's one-on-one defending, and I'm marshalling my area brilliantly. If they hit me on a 3-on-1 though on the counter attack, it's gonna end very, very bad for me. So pray for me, guys, because the half term's almost over. What are we? 12-10 in the UK. Almost there, guys. Monday, they'll be back at school. I'm just saying, Monday, they'll be back at school, you know. Half term will be done. Monday, they'll be back at school. Can't wait. Shout out to Atonement that says the aura defending from Cal showed up in the bright lights. This is what I'm saying. I don't need to always dive into the tackle. Sometimes I just marshal. I just ease the player over to the byline, let the left back deal with it, get back, reset into my position, head it out. Nothing long. Light work. I'm Virgil van Gaal. This is what we do, guys. This is what we do. He thought he was going to dribble past me, be one-on-one with the goalkeeper. But I said, no. I'm just going to jockey. I'm going to Alan Hansen the situation. I'm just going to jockey. And then boom. Take the ball, launch up the pitch, counter-attack, we score a goal. These kids ain't breaking me. I'm unbreakable now. Titanium, baby. Light work. Let's move on to the next subject. Luis Diaz and Barcelona is the love affair that keeps on happening, and it's not even a love affair now. It's like Montoya, por favor, isn't it? We all know he wants to play for Barcelona. We all know Barcelona want him. The whole snag has been, can Barcelona afford him? Can they register him? Look, we know what it is with Barcelona. Barcelona will sell every single right, so all the shares they have to buy players and register them. Luis Diaz is a player that's been wanting to go Barcelona for a while. I do not have a problem with Luis Diaz wanting to go Barcelona. And let's be real, he's been very, very respectful about it as well. Been very, very respectful about it. His dad has been speaking a lot about it, but even that stopped now as well. So shout out to his dad for stopping doing that. And I know some of you don't rate Luis Diaz. I think he flatters to deceive a lot of the times, if I'm going to be honest. But I think for Barcelona, it'd be a fantastic signing. You look at their front three at the moment, it's one of the best in Europe, by the way. Rafinha, Lewandowski, and Yamal. A perfect player to supplement that front three would be Luis Diaz. He can play left wing, he can play right wing, and he can play through the middle, as we've seen as well. Plus, they've still got Olmo there. It would be a very good acquisition for them and a real big player. Plus, at the age he is at the moment, I think playing in Spain will give his career more longevity as well. And it's a dream move for him. And look, I've always said this. I will never, ever want to stop or begrudge a player from achieving their dream move. If I was a footballer and let's say I'm playing, I don't know, Crystal Palace, the team that's I live closest to, and someone said to me, look, Liverpool are in for you, I'm biting your hand off. It'd be a dream. So I'm going to bite your hand off. As long as it's done respectfully. And I think it will be. And I think he's a player that will move on in the summer. He's given us good service. It just depends on how much money we're going to get for him. I think we could get around 60 mil for him, personally. Maybe more if we were selling to Saudi. But I think we could get around 60 mil for him. And I think we can replace him quite well with 60 mil, personally. Now, the names, obviously, shout out to Russell. I think I saw Gittins in there. I don't think we can get Gittins for 60 mil because I think Borussia Dortmund would look to cash in and sell really high for him. I know a lot of you are fans of Anthony Gordon. Look, shall I be honest with you? I'm gonna spend like a minute on this. Shout out to Monts, because Monts is the first person who really said this publicly and has stood on business. Shout out to Monts always. That's my brother. He said, Anthony, and this is going back a couple of years, he said, Anthony Gordon is a very good player. At the time of him saying that, I was like, nah, he's just a guy who dives. He just got pace. Since then, I've seen an evolution in Anthony Gordon's game. In the summer, and I don't regret saying this, I said I wouldn't have swapped Anthony Gordon for Luis Diaz. I thought they were around the same level, and I said, there's no point swapping the two. If I'm going to be honest, right now, there's an argument to say that Anthony Gordon does better in this system than Luis Diaz from the left wing. Not saying he's a better player. And I know that's going to trigger some people. I don't mean to trigger anyone. There's an argument to say that Anthony Gordon currently would suit Liverpool's system better than what Luis Diaz does on the left wing. But I don't think that's going to happen. If I'm not mistaken, he's either signed a new contract or going to sign a new contract. Plus the tax you'd pay on a player who Newcastle's selling. Plus the fact of him being English. And the fact that Newcastle, if I'm not mistaken, sold last summer to balance out the whole PSR stuff. And they won't have to do that this summer, probably. I think that ship has sailed. So it remains to be seen who we go for. Obviously, the guy who's at PSG now, you know, the guy that I made a stream about, he would have been the ideal candidate to take that role. That's not going to happen now. So I'd love to know who you guys, if you can shoot over some names between now and the end of the show, who would you like us to go for that left wing spot if Luis Diaz is sold, which a lot of us expect to happen? Because I'm not too sure. I know people say Nico Williams at Athletic Bilbao. Statistically, though, he flatters to deceive as well. Very good on the ball, was fantastic for Spain. I don't know if he gets numbers that you needed. Did I just see someone say Garnacho? You must be an undercover Man United fan trying to hoodwink us. Garnacho. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. Garnacho, I'll be honest, if we ever sign Garnacho, I'm losing my mind. Rafa Leao, I think he's very inconsistent and I think he'd frustrate the hell out of us. Lookman, we've obviously spoken about. Barcola is not leaving PSG. He loves PSG. I don't see that happening. Rodrigo, that's Matt's first choice. If we're buying Rodrigo to play left wing, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Not to play him on the right wing, though. Do you know what? This is a very good point. Shout out to Ahija. Isak output was low in La Liga too. It shouldn't just be about numbers. Very good point. I have no rebuttal to that. Honestly, I genuinely don't. That's a very good point. And if you're playing around better players in a better team, the likelihood of your statistics will go up as well. That's a very good point, Ahija. Shout out to Hannah says, in the ideal world, we sell Nunez for 70 mil to Saudi, Diaz 60 mil, and get Isak and Gordon. I'm gonna be honest, Hannah. I don't see us getting either of those players, but to go and get two from the same team. Whoo, I don't know, man. Hannah, that's a bold statement. Matoma's a shout. I just think Matoma's injuries plus his age as well. Don't think we do it. Kubo's a good player, but I think Kubo's better for the right-hand side than the left-hand side. Who else is there? I'm trying to think. Left-wing market's not the greatest at the moment. Who else is there? All right. I tell you who I think could be really good, but they'd probably need a move beforehand, or do you take a punt considering we have Gakpo and we can see we can rely on Gakpo now? I'm scared to say this because I think I'm going to get torn to shreds for this. Sulemana at Southampton, I think, is a good player who could, under the right tutelage, become a better player. I'm not going to compare him to Mane. He's nothing like Mane. But I think there's a player in there. Seeing some of you say Semenyo, good player as well. Semenyo is good. Who else you got? Doué. Isn't Doué at PSG as well, though? A lot of you saying Gittins. Gittin's going to cost so much money, guys. He's going to cost so much money. I don't see us being in that market. I know Chelsea are going to be in for him. Bayern Munich might be in for him. He'll cost so much money. I'm not going to lie. I thought I'd get ripped to shreds for the whole the Sulemana shouts. Musiala, bonkers. You are bonkers, bro. We ain't getting Musiala. He just signed a new contract as well, bro. Gerard Williams says Mudryk over my dead body, bro. Russell, 50 mil won't get you Gittins. 50 mil might not even get you Gittins right foot. Who else is there? Shout out to Jairana as well. Big up yourself, bro. Hope you're well. Yeah, we spoke about Lookman. Do you know what makes me laugh about rival fans is you'll just try and drop a little name in just to try and offset the chat. I saw Kirill. When was the last time Kirill has played as a left winger for Liverpool or any team? You're crazy. Dibling's better off the right, in my opinion, Jester. Frimpong's better off the right as well. I would like us to sign Dibbling to play as an understudy to Salah, bearing in mind, obviously, Salah's contract still hasn't been sorted out either. But Tyler Dibbling as an understudy for Mo Salah, that for me would be the perfect ideal situation. Or Kubo, but I just think Kubo could be a bit lightweight. Oi, honesty, that's a shout. Apparently, Arda Güler wants to leave. This opens up another question, though. Because if Arda Güler comes to Liverpool, I think Arda Güler wants to come to Liverpool and play in the number 10. And I'm all for that. I'm all for that. Like, I'm all for that. Does he do a job in the right wing position as well? Yes, in my opinion, he does. But Güler in the 10, I think that could be special. I think that could be special. Right, let's move on to our last topic of the show before I let you guys go. Talk is still going on about Darwin Nunez. Now, we've spoken at length about Darwin Nunez over the last few days. So I'm not going to continue speaking about all the stuff he does and doesn't do. However, Fabrizio came out and said that he expects teams from Saudi to be in for him again and also expects other teams around Europe to be as well. Now, on the surface, that sounds really good. But I also think that could be a bit of a problem for us as well. And the reason I say that is when you're looking to sell a player, you ideally want to sell a player for the highest fee. And usually that will happen if only one team's in for said player. Now, I think it's pretty obvious he's leaving in the summer. However, the fact that only teams from Saudi came in for him in January meant that we could hike up the price almost because we know Saudi teams have a lot of money and are willing to spend a lot of money. The problem this could present is if a team from Europe comes in for him, let's say we want 80 mil for Darwin and a team from Saudi says 80 mil, there's the money, cool, do you think? If a team from Europe comes in and says we want Darwin, Darwin could go, I want to play for that team. I don't want to go Saudi. That team in Europe might only offer 60 mil. You cannot force a player to then move to Saudi. You can't say to a player, you're only moving to Saudi. So even though on the surface it might sound like, oh, you might get a bidding war, I actually think it'll be the opposite because I don't think European clubs are going to say we're going to get into a bidding war with Saudi clubs. They will just say we can offer you European football, Champions League still. However, I did see what Darwin said about that Saudi money and all that. I thought was a little bit distasteful and a little bit immature, but that's for a different day. Look, we're going to sell Darwin. Has it worked out? No. Is selling him the right thing to do? Yes. But I just need us to get as much money for him as possible. If we can recoup all the money we bought him for, even better. We're not going to recoup the salary and all that. That's not going to happen. But if we can recoup the transfer fee and then put that towards another player, then we're laughing. So again, I said I'm not going to spend long on the Darwin Nunez situation. Okay. Cheers, Robs. You can go and speak to him. Huh? It's all right. You can go and speak to him. So, yeah, I think we'll sell him in the summer. Hopefully sell him for a big fee. Hopefully we're able to go and get top quality players to replace him as well. We will see. But look, people had me for 35 minutes. I'm going to wrap up there. I got one super chat here. HDS96 says Leeds away game week 1. Can you guess our starting 11? Big up, Cal. Are you talking about if we're gonna play Leeds first game of the season next season? I'm gonna go right back Connor Bradley, Allison in goal, Kanate and Virgil, left back Robbo, centre mid Mac and Grav, So Bosline the 10. Gakpo left. And I don't know who make up the front three with Gakpo. I still don't think Salah signs, guys. I feel like Virgil might sign. I'm 50-50 on Virgil. Are you saying we didn't play Leeds away first game of that season? 2021 season, we didn't play we didn't play Leeds away, played them at home. That game was Ali in goal, Trent right back. It was Matip. I want to say Matip and Virgil. That's okay. It'll be Virgil. I think it was Virgil and Matip, Robbo left back. I think it was Mane left wing, Salah right wing, Bobby through the middle. And then in midfield, I think it was Gini, Hendo, and Flacco, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I don't know who will sign. I don't know. Morning.
Please, can I watch something?
Yeah. Okay, boys, I don't want to hear you guys arguing. I just don't want to, yeah? So you guys are going to have to figure it out and deal with it, okay? Find something on the telly you can both watch. Could you close the door, please? Can you close the door, please? Stevie, can you close the door, please? Someone can close the door, please. Cheers, thanks. Cheers, thank you. I know, but I'm filming, buddy, so I know, I'm filming. Guys, I shouldn't tell you this, and hopefully none of you snitch. But I'm going to speak to you guys in confidence here. I might just stay in here and pretend I'm filming for the next hour. Does that make me a good husband and a good dad? No, it doesn't. But you know what it does do? Helps my mental. I might just stay in here and pretend to film. I might pretend I'm talking to the camera. I might leave all the lights on and just pretend I'm filming. Just an hour. I'm not going to spend hours in here. I wouldn't do that. I love my kids and my wife. But I might just stay in here for a little bit and just pretend. We listen and we don't judge. If any of you snitch on me, you're dead to me. If any of you snitch on me, you're dead to me. I need this hour. I need this hour. Beans on Toast says either stay in there or sit on the toilet. Nah, they'll barge into the bathroom. They've done that before. Being in the shower, being on the toilet, that don't do anything. They'll barge in there because they run the house, apparently. So I may get up from this when I end the stream, lock myself in the conservatory and film for the next hour. And nobody's going to know apart from you guys. And that means all 511 of you who are watching, and I have names, if you snitch on me, you'll be dead to me. I repeat, if you snitch on me, you'll be dead to me. The half term's almost over. I've almost survived. I'm in injury time right now. I'm thrown on another centre-back because they are bombarding the box. And we're struggling to clear our lines. I thought I could see out the game, but I was wrong. I've told the centre-back to get the bib off, put your top on, and I've told the fourth official I need to make a sub now. I'm not conceding a goal in the last minute. I ain't going to do it. People, smash that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Nothing but love to you all. We'll be back around 2 p.m, maybe 2:15 for the preview for the Man City game. So make sure you tune in for that. And until I see you a bit later, guys, no snitching. Stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kopish and Route people. Take care. Pray for me. Help me.